DATEDIF. And interestingly enough, anytime you type the equal sign followed by a letter, you will see functions that begin with that letter. And where is DATEDIF? It is not there. And start looking to the Excel help system if you'd like to waste a lot of time, because you will not find this one. And I'm not sure why Microsoft has taken that approach. This has a number of great options. And I think most people will use it most often in the following way. We're trying to tabulate the difference between two dates. Begin with a starting date, comma. In this case, the starting date is in A2, the ending date is in B2. Quick math in your head, that's about 6 years. But we can make the answer be a variety of different things. And the answer in this case, perhaps we want to know years. No, we're not looking for a fraction here. How many whole years has it been? It's been 6 years and a few days. But within double quotes, we'll put in the letter Y. We'll notice over in column E, we have some other options. That's it. How many years? And I'll do a quick double click here so we can see what's happening in the other entries in column A and B. It's equivalent to what we do with birthdays as well. So let me change a date here, and you can imagine what it might be doing here. I'm going to change the starting date here to be July 1st. And you could say, well, that person's been here almost 6 years. Well, yeah, almost, but this is what we do with our birthdays. If you're sensitive about that, as a lot of us tend to be after a while, you're 39, you're not 40 yet until that date maybe. This is exactly what it does. It's like an anniversary date, so that certainly has its role to play. Why? Now, in doing this with live data, what you sometimes will want to do is maybe not have an end date, but maybe have today's date in here. Now, at the time of this taping, it's November 4th of 09, but let's put in the function called today, followed by 2 parentheses. That's the function, and we get a different answer here. And again, it's November 4th of 09. In this case, let me just hide this to get that out of the way for the moment. Think of November 4th, 09 and recopy these. Now, for some kinds of worksheet structures, this might be a starting date. This might be years of service. How many years has this person been here? And again, these are like anniversary dates or like birthdays. And in that sense, if we use Y. And again, it's not always that you would use the today function, but for those kinds of situations, it would be an ideal use of it. Let me revert to the previous example because we have that on the screen, and I'll come back and unhide this and go back to our previous use here of actually using that date that we see there because a better visual reference here and a recopy. Now we could tabulate the number of months. You're less likely to need this, but still, how many months have elapsed there? And again, full months. And one more day, and that would be 72 months. That would be exactly 6 years. 6 times 12, get the idea there, months. But notice some other combination. Days, again, probably less likely, although in some situations, if we were talking about equipment or a program or something, how many days has that been around between those two dates, or how many days was it around? 2191, so that's a day tabulation. But in other cases, you're trying to figure out how many months have occurred since the last yearly anniversary. So if we put in YM here, how many months since the last anniversary? Now this person here, since I changed the date, it's almost 12 months, but not yet, so it's still 11 months since the last yearly anniversary. Again, changing the date for a different reference point here. What if this had been October? That's about 4 months short of a year. There we go. It's 8 months since the last yearly anniversary. In other words, looking at the data here, you can see how it's 8 months since, in this case, that would have been October 30th of 08. So you kind of get the idea, and you're less likely to use the other 3 here, but hang on, the number of days since the last yearly anniversary. A quick look there using those adjusted dates, 116 days, and one last one there, you see number of days since the last monthly anniversary, and so the value here is going to be under 32, depending on where we are in this particular set of dates. So some really valuable information, again, stressing the fact that Y is probably the most useful for most people. And again, bringing out the idea that you will not find anything about this in the Excel help system. I use this all the time. I think it's great. So take a look at it, and you'll just have to remember what you've seen here.